Hey and welcome to Community Crunch 356 with Adversaru. In this video I'm going to be discussing the latest Community Crunch, which includes the ARK roadmap update, the Rhino Gnatha concept and more. So let's get straight into it. Firstly, they say, welcome to another edition of the Community Crunch. We appreciate your patience, and they're basically just saying how they've listened to the absolute uproar and anger that the community have kind of sent Wildcard, understandably, for the questionable choices made in the announcement in last week's Community Crunch with like the pricing of ARK Survival Ascended, even though it was promised to be free. They are going to give their response and what they plan to do next instead of what they plan. So let's get straight into it with the price points and the bundle. And it says here, first things first, we're scrapping the ARK Respawn bundle, which means ARK 2 isn't going to be coming with ARK Survival Ascended in a bundle, which in my opinion is good because they're basically forcing you to pre-order a game they have no gameplay for, and they've said that they're not giving gameplay for until 2024. So I think that's clearly a step in the right direction. And they've said that now that ARK Survival Ascended will come with all of the DLCs that have been obviously released, which is good because I think it was kind of a stupid idea to pay an additional $40 on top of the $50 you were paying for ARK 2 and ARK Survival Ascended. So instead of paying for them separately, you now have to pay $60 for ARK Survival Ascended and all the DLCs, which in my opinion still isn't particularly great pricing. Not everyone has $60 to just drop, but I feel like it's 100% a step in the right direction, and I'm glad they're listening to the community. I feel like if they didn't, there would be a lot of anger more than prior. And it says that Scorch is being released at launch with the island, Aberration is being released in the 4th quarter of 2023, Extinction 1st quarter of 2024, same with Genesis Part 1, and then for Genesis Part 2, it's the 2nd quarter of 2024. And they say all community created maps will be released over a period of 2024, which is good that they're giving so much communication. It's something that they haven't really done in the past, so I'm quite happy about that. And here they go on to discuss why it's no longer backwards compatible and a free update. And to cut a long story short, they've effectively said that they were going to port it from the Switch version, which was built up from the ground with Grove Street Games, who they partnered with to make the mobile and Switch version. However, they had a change of plans and they're rewriting the code for next gen instead of just porting it from Switch and disabling the graphics limiter. They've also said that they continue their decision to sunset the official servers, which players are still not pleased with, understandably. I think that it's very frustrating to pour so many hours into official servers just for them to be taken away like that. That's a pain in the ass for anyone who's played PvP or just officials in general. They've also said we'll be sending off ARK Survival Evolved 1 final content update on the 8th anniversary this June. And obviously that's going to be the community-rated Rhino Gnatha. It looks really cool. You can see it next to, I assume, a survivor is meant to be, or a human, and it's a lot bigger than the original proposed concept. And I think that's cool. It looks really cool, and I'm excited for it to be in the game. And they've also announced some more things that are going to be on the list of features that ARK Survival Ascended has, which is dynamic navigation and creature AI improvement. So that means that creatures are just going to be able to pathfind a lot better instead of getting stuck on terrain as they constantly do in ARK Survival Evolved. Photo mode, that's going to be obviously like for photography and like just taking screenshots, which is really cool. Dino baby management improvements, which is cool. Wild babies, so I assume it's going to be like the Kairuku and like how they have babies wandering around, and then that point improvements, which I assume is going to be for building, which I imagine makes it much more fluid. It feels very clunky in ARK Survival Evolved at least. Character creation improvements, and then cross-platform multiplayer and full blueprint modding, which is basically modding with more capabilities. And they've also said that there will be more things on the list that they yet to reveal. Up next is the community creature submissions, and they're doing another one for the start of ARK Survival Ascended, which ends on the 21st of April. Up next is the Easter Eve event, so this is obviously going to be better rates and creature colors just for the time period of the 7th of April to the 24th, which makes sense. It's Easter this Sunday. There are the rates, and then there are all the colors that are going to be added as usual. Up next is Conquest Season 5. I'm not particularly sure what this is, but it's a server wipe for classic PvP. That's where it's happening on the 25th, 5 PM Pacific time. And last but definitely not least, there is the Community Corner. And as I say weekly, go check this out because there's some really cool artwork, videos, screenshots, and they're all really talented. I think you should check them out because there's so much creativity within the community, and I feel like it should be appreciated. But that is all for this video. Thank you for watching, and tell me what you think about this week's community crunch in the comments, because I want to hear, and especially with the changes to pricing and the response to the backlash, I want to hear what people think. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.